Hey guys, my name's Sky, and I just wanted to talk about how to get into betas, how to increase your chances, stuff like that, my experience overall, because if you know me from Free MMO Station, Attack Gaming, Overking, or, whatever, some of the countless sites I've worked with, I get to play a lot of cool games. I get to play a lot of early accesses, I get a lot of them for free, review codes, I get into these closed betas, alphas, pre-alphas, man, I get a lot of press copies, I get a lot of content, man, and I'm gonna share a little bit of my wisdom with you friends here. A lot of you guys are probably like, how do I increase my chances of getting into betas and stuff? You guys want to play these games too, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, even with my influence with Free MMO Station, right? Specifically, a lot of the times we don't get the earliest access into free MMOs, which is, really surprising. Generally, those games are Eastern games. So like Lost Ark, I haven't gotten access to Lost Ark yet. It kind of sucks, but it just happens. So even journalists, sometimes because we are journalists, we don't always get access to testing games. You see, when developers want to invite people to test their games, they want people that want to test the games. So if you truly want to increase your chances, you first have to actually sign up for the beta. A lot of the times, a lot of us journalists, we are just signing up and we just get raffled in. It's not like every single time we get specific, stuff and we get gems or whatever, and we get, XP boosts to help us get better footage. It's not always like that. A lot of the times, us YouTubers and stuff, even if we're professionals and we're getting paid, it's actually like, we're just like you. We got in just like you. We're playing the same game as you. So first and foremost, just sign up. And if you want to find out new games coming out, there's lots of news sites that are showing that off. In fact, a lot of these news sites like Free MMO Station or MMO Huts or MMO Bomb, or I'm just listing out sites, a lot of them do beta key giveaways. So, but if you want to know how to actually increase your chances of getting into beta, then what you're going to want to do is just go to the forums, guys. And I mean all the forums, the official forums, unofficial forums, like go to their subreddit. If you don't use reddit.com, then you're probably not my friend. You should use Reddit. It's the front page of the internet. It's amazing. So go, like if you want to get into Lost Ark, maybe you should go to reddit.com/r/Lost Ark. Talk to some people. A lot of people just give giveaways, man. Sometimes they sign up for the betas with multiple email accounts, and they're like, hey, I got an extra key, so here you go, friend. Stuff like that. Another way to do that is to actually participate in these forums. Not just begging for keys, but if you're genuinely interested in the game and you talk about the game, and especially here's a big one, especially for like MMOs and stuff. If you are part of a large guild, sometimes, actually, I'm gonna say most of the time, very serious MMOs will actually give an entire guild, at least, like the top 5 or 10 people, they'll give them a mass amount of keys so that the guild can actually participate in the game together. Because a lot of MMOs are very social and they require guild teamwork, stuff like that. I was a part of a guild, so I got into a couple of games and betas. It was pretty fun. But that's a big one. So you want to actually be social, talk to people. I mean, that's kind of what the developers want, especially these online multiplayer games. They want feedback from the peoples, and they want the peoples to actually, genuinely be playing with other peoples. They want people to be participating in the game on the forums, and really to do that, it's almost like work, honestly. Like sometimes you have to just kind of work it, man. You gotta let your presence be known. And what kind of sucks, guys, and it sucks for me too, because sometimes there's games I'm super hyped for and I don't get keys, even though I am a journalist. It sucks because those games that I'm super hyped for, like Overwatch, I didn't get into the first wave, even though I was on YouTube making tons of videos on it. I put it in lots of top 10s. I was talking about it. I was doing news on it. I was on the forums and I was on the Reddit. I was tippity typing. I was a keyboard warrior, man. And I only got in because I actually got in with a website called Overking. So that's the only way I was able to play. And it wasn't even a personal account. So that was a press account. It sucked. But yeah, man, like sometimes you just don't get in, okay? Even people who I guess maybe you would think are on a pedestal, they're special, they don't always get in. Not every streamer and not every YouTuber. Sometimes it's just, just like you consumers, we have to sign up. And that's the first place to go. You sign up, join the forums, you gotta be really vocal. It just so happens that streamers and YouTubers tend to be very vocal. And because of that, they get in more. So the more vocal you are, obviously, the better your chances, but it's still just a chance. You can increase your chances though by being vocal. That's pretty much the end of the video, guys. Just wanted to let you know. Also, I do giveaways. If you guys have seen my Twitter, you know what, guys? I actually did a giveaway and nobody took the key. Literally, I just put it out there on Twitter and nobody took the key. Guys, come on, man. I'm trying to give you free games. So yeah, I'm going to be doing more giveaways and stuff. And yeah, like I said, if you really want to get into these betas and stuff, you also need to check out outside sources like Free MMO Station, MMO Huts. These places, they do beta key giveaways and, you know, just stuff like that. So that's a good way to get into games too. But remember, guys, be vocal, stay on the forums and everything and blah, 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 and just have fun playing these betas and stuffs. Now, if you're asking how to get into the betas of like Eastern games, because, you know, there's a specific game coming out called Lost Ark that looks pretty good. Honestly, I can't answer that. But for the most part, if you just want to get into generally any beta, that's honestly mostly chance, but you can slightly increase your chances and sometimes drastically if you are a YouTuber or a streamer. Yeah, you can increase your chances by being vocal. So get on those forums and tippity type. Just don't waste your time with a game you really don't want to play. Nobody wants that. So pick a game that you genuinely are very interested in and participate in its community. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Skylent, and I'll see you again next time.